Welcome back to Barbecue with Greg. Let's put that meat on the grill. Let's get started.
Hello there, barbecue friends. Today we're going to cook up a beef blade roast, otherwise known as a chuck roast. We're going to be firing up the Louisiana Grills Kamado. I plan on smoking this roast, then braising it, and then get it to a consistency where we can just pull it apart and make a nice sandwich out of it. As always, we're going to take this cook step by step. I'm going to light up the Kamado here, then we'll get the meat ready. As always, I'm going to start with my instant fire cup here. Put my chimney starter on there. I want to put fully lit coals into the barbecue when we're ready. It's a pretty cold winter day today, so we're going to do all our prep work inside the shanty here. I'll quickly show you my setup here. I got the barbecue outside. I got the shanty next to it. I got a wood stove burning inside the shanty to stay warm. Here we got our beef blade roast here. So all I'm going to do to this is put salt and pepper on it to prep that. Okay, we're ready to put our coals in here. You can see they're fully lit here. Lift this up. There we are. Put that on. Boy, does that ever feel good on a winter day. You can see all those coals are lit. So I forgot to hit record, but I salt and peppered this. I'm just going to close the lid. I'm going to move my damper to about 1. My lower damper. I have like 2 sets of holes. Here's the meat all seasoned with salt and pepper. I'm going to put a thermometer in here just to give me an idea where we're at in our cook. Okay, we'll put it on the grill. Close the lid. So we'll check back on this. I'm looking to get a nice crust on that meat, get some smoke in it. I want to bring it up to about 160, 170, just when the meat's starting to lose its juices. And then I want to put it in a container to help capture those juices and let it all render in its own juices. I'll check back with you when we get to that point. Okay, we reached an interior temperature on this roast of 110 degrees. What I want to do, I want to flip the roast. Then I want to get my cast iron pot warmed up and get that prepped so that when we're ready, we can put the roast in. All right. We're gonna flip that roast over. Something like that. We're gonna get our cast iron pot warmed up. I'm gonna start off with some beef tallow from previous brisket cook. I got some chopped up onions, about a cup and a half or so. Put that in there. Then I'll just add some beef broth. You can see I got a nice crust forming on there, which I like. I got everything in my pot. We'll close the lid. Okay, we'll check back when we get a temperature of about 165, 170 on our meat, and we'll put it in that pot. All right, we're an hour and 15 minutes into this cook. We reached an interior temperature of 160 degrees. I think it's time to put the roast in the pot. I'll bring you in for a closer look. A lot of steam in there. All right. We got a real nice crust there. You can see a lot of the fat starting to render out of there, so it's a perfect time to move that into our pot. See, our pot's really hot. Got some bubbles going there. The onions are starting to cook, so let's get that roast in there. Okay, you're gonna take my temperature probe out of there. Pull my temperature probe out. All right, let's just have a look at the bottom of that. Oh yeah, nice. Okay, let's get that in there. Move our pot to the center. Show you in there. There, we got our roast in there. It is just smelling amazing as well, so. Okay, let's close the lid. We're gonna let this go for another hour or so, and then we'll come back, do the next step. Okay, I'm still a couple hours from dinner time, so what I'm gonna do, I got the oven inside the house preset at 170 degrees. I'm just gonna pull this off, bring it in there, put it in the oven, and a couple of hours from now, we'll pull this out. When we're ready for the next step, I'll bring it back. After sitting in the oven for about 2 hours, took this out of the liquid, put it in a bowl, and started shredding it apart. It's a little tougher than a pulled pork, but it will shred apart. I worked my way through there. We toasted some ciabatta buns with some shredded cheese. We took our pulled beef here and we layered it on top of the cheese, and it just made this fantastic sandwich. So last night, the family just loved those beef sandwiches. Now just to recap, as far as shredding a beef like that, it's my experience anyway, it doesn't shred like a pulled pork. It's a little more effort, but it will shred. I used my bear claws to tear it apart at first. Some of the pieces come apart easy. Some I put my rubber gloves on and just shredded it like that. With the rubber gloves on, I got in there and took out some of those fatty strips that just won't render out. So all was left was just pure shredded meat. It turned out just fantastic. So just the seasoning and salt and pepper was plenty. The beef flavor, the meat itself, came right through. The onions that I braised with the beef, well, we just top that on top of the meat on the sandwich with those layers of cheese on both buns. Man, it was just fantastic. So I hope this video helped you if you want to cook a beef blade roast. If you like this video, please click that like button. And as always, you want to see more of these videos, click that subscribe. And we'll see you next time on Barbecue with Greg. Here's the part where I normally eat some.
Thanks for watching Barbecue with Greg, one of those barbecue cooking shows people watch on YouTube sometimes.